Welcome once again to a Tin Dog podcast. This time talking about one story that I thought I'd reviewed, but I just hadn't. And the reason I hadn't is because I listened to the beginning of it and then got sidetracked by other shiny things. Oh, shiny things. What? I really need to be able to focus. I think I've reached 51 without the ability to focus. Well, shall we crack on? I think so. This is a box set. Now, this is the range of Just Doctor stories that is basically the replacement for the monthly range. You get them whenever they feel like releasing them. I'm sure there's a schedule, I just can't see it. And this one is the Fifth Doctor. And you've got the Fifth Doctor here, and you've also got let me put it this way. You've got a Sixth Doctor series with the Purity thing going on. You've got the Seventh Doctor with Harry and Naomi going on, which I'll be reviewing again very soon. And they are great. But here we've got the Fifth Doctor, Tegan, Nyssa, and it's 2 stories. They're trying a new format because it's still 3 discs long. So you either end up with a 2-parter, a 2-parter, a 2-parter, or a 3-parter, another 3-parter, which is what we've got here. Now, a 3-parter, they always messed with the format during the Davison era anyway. And a 3-episode story is not unheard of. Now, remember, with narrative, you've got the beginning, middle, and the end. And people often refer to the Doctor Who stories as the beginning, the middle, the padding, and the end. That's the 4-part story. It's cruel, but it is something that fan wisdom has not been kind about. So here we've got 3 stories, beginning, middle, and end. The structure's great. Your mysteries build up. It's very nice. You've got Friendly Fire by John Dorney, 3 parts. When the TARDIS lands... Sorry, I'll begin again. When the TARDIS needs to reset itself, the Doctor and Nyssa find themselves having to fill in time on the space hub filled with numerous attractions. This pleases Tegan and Nyssa no end, but the Doctor is interested in visiting an alien friend living on a nearby mining planet. And he's able to persuade his friends to join him. On arrival, his friend is nowhere to be found, and the locals are more than slightly unwelcoming. With limited options for departure and a hostile populace, they may be in a lot of trouble. Sometimes true monsters are found in the strangest of places. So, this is Doctor Who does Wild West. It feels a bit more Star Trek-y than usual. Who are the real monsters here? But it absolutely feels more like, a Firefly episode. It's sci-fi, it's Wild West, it's people in a very small story. At one point, the Doctor even says, we've defeated all sorts of monsters, but this could be something really... They might not even survive this one. And that comes as a surprise when you're listening, because you know it's the Fifth Doctor, you know things are going to survive, but it still feels like it's low stakes, but very important, and the drama's there, and it's clever. It's clever. And if you like the Wild West take on things, this is for you. Story number 2, The Edge of War by Jonathan Barnes. If you like things a bit more sci-fi yet historical, I do, then this is a bit more for you. The Edge of the War by Jonathan Barnes. France in the summer of 1936. This is never stated in the actual story. My initial reaction was to think that it was happening in 1916, 17, but it was much later. The village of Villy is in the state of contentment, tinged only by slight unease. A kilometre away, construction is underway on a large underground fortification, part of the Maginot Line project, which has seen the building of a series of defences against a future invasion. As it's 1936 and there's a future invasion, we all kind of know where this is going. A young artist has arrived in the village to paint a landscape. Her name is Nyssa, and she has taken a room in a local inn run in the owner's absence by a young Australian woman called Tegan. But she's not the only newcomer. A detective called the Doctor has just got in from Paris, and he's quite the mystery to solve. And this is genuinely quite a mystery. because each thing is laid up. Now, obviously, part one is always the mystery. It's the setup. You get the characters arriving. You get to learn about the world that's going on. This is standard Doctor Who stuff, but it's so beautifully constructed, so well performed, that you just go with it. Yes, Nissa's on a bike. She's not quite sure why she's on a bike or how long she's been there, but she's on a bike riding through Paris. Not Paris, France. The roads are long, the atmosphere is great, and there's just something not quite right with the world. It's so well done. Genuinely beautiful to behold. The chateau, it does have a bit of an Allo Allo feel to it, but because of the casting, that's never truly a problem. These 2 story box sets are nice, and I'm looking forward to the McCoy one, because I'm liking the 3-parters. Because there's no messing about, there's no extra stuff, and not that Big Finish ever do that. That was a TV thing. Big Finish are clever enough to provide us with proper narrative. I love this box set. Yes, it did take me a while to get through the first story, but that was mainly because, as I said, I was distracted by other things. I do miss the monthly range, and I always will, but things change, and I've got to accept that. So until next time, I'm going to leave you with the trailer. Be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, The Fifth Doctor Adventures, Conflicts of Interest.
We're in trouble.
We gathered that.
Something's wrong with the TARDIS.
Something's always wrong with the TARDIS.
Come now, mademoiselle, you are playing a joke on
Please,
an old man.
monsieur, what is the year?
Don't play smart with me. I don't like it when people play smart.
What's that sound?
What sound?
That, I don't know, humming, would you call it? Buzzing?
Reno, I reckon we're in trouble.
Nissa, you need to jump,
But then they'll capture me!
which is a safer option than what I'm going to try to do.
Madame, is it just that sound and the new visitor which has unsettled you so?
Tegan?
Oh, yes. How interesting.
Doctor! Doctor, what's happening? I didn't say anything.
Let's hope not.
It's like a ball of energy. It's changing, taking on a different shape.
How much do they understand?
More than they're letting slip, but less than they need to.
They want this all to look like an accident if anyone comes snooping. It's far harder to do that with someone you've gunned down.
Beauty and terror, Doctor. All intertwined.
Now let's hope we're clear enough.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @Tin Dog Podcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.